Oh, geez.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. This is Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space, and we have a very exciting announcement today. We are announcing Faustathon, which is a readathon all about the legend of Faust, Dr. Faustus. There's a lot of different names for the adaptions out there. So before we get into the details of the readathon, I wanted to have my co-hosts introduce themselves and talk a little bit about their experience with Faust. So, Rainey, would you like to start?
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm going to be maybe the most uninteresting one here. I am Rainey. My channel is Rainy Day Reads. And I know I have experience with Dr. Faust, but I don't know why. I don't remember having ever read it. But I mean, it is such a part of our culture. I feel like I must have watched some form of an adaptation at some point in my life. So, so that is my experience. And I mean, I was a theater minor in school, so I am sure at some point I read a play that was about Dr. Faustus, but I just, I'm older now. My brain doesn't work as well as it used to. So, so this might be all brand new to me. I don't know.
I'm so glad that you wanted to do this with me, Rainey, because with all your theater experience, you were like, I was just really, really grateful that you're coming along, because a lot of the versions of Faust are plays. So
yeah, yeah. That's why I'm sure that I have read or seen a play at some point. I'm pretty sure I've seen an opera of Dr. Faustus, but I don't know who it was by or anything like that. So.
All right. How about you, Naomi?
Well, my name's Naomi. I have a channel called Naomi's Bookshelf. I have read The Tragical History of Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe, and I understood none of it. I went from reading only Shakespeare to reading Christopher Marlowe, which was a lot more wordy and a lot more like scene direction. And I think I was just really confused. So I'm excited to reread it for this, but I've also read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which is also a retelling of Faustus with the deal with the devil, I should say. And so that one was quite good. I really enjoyed that one and how it had a turn on that. So I'm excited that I can read another version or two like that.
Awesome. What about you, Pei?
Yeah, Pei from the channel Attention. I've read Goethe's Faust a couple times. It was one of my favorites for a while. Goethe in general was one of my favorite authors for a while. Still is, but and so we'll be rereading this for this. But I'm probably going to read alongside Marlowe's as well, I think. I've never actually read that one.
All right. And it might interest you all to know that it was from Pei that I first learned how to probably still mispronounce, but I'm pronouncing it better as Goethe than I was before.
I think everyone. I spoke to a friend of mine that speaks German, and I've had a conversation about his name alone, and I hear every English speaker say Goethe, but according to my friend who speaks German, he said there's no R. Well, it's not that he had to say that, there is no R in it, and so he's been always confused on why English speakers throw an R in there. And so, but it's almost difficult for me to say his name without the R. Like Goethe or Goethe. Yeah.
It's better than Goeth, which is what I was saying before.
Yeah, well, I mean, English speakers would read it that way. So when I was younger, I pronounced it. When I first discovered Goethe, I pronounced it Goeth as well. So not alone.
Yes, pity us English speakers. Please be kind. Jennifer, how about you?
Well, I'm Jennifer from the channel Jennifer Brooks. My only experience with Faust is through Marlowe's Faust, because when I was in college, I was a late medieval, early Elizabethan minor in literature, and I read Marlowe's Faustus at least 3 times in a university setting, but it's one of my favorite plays that I've ever read. So I'm excited to read other versions of the tale.
Awesome. Okay, and Jennifer is a historian, so I'm really looking forward to your perspective as well. It should be like really unique. And I didn't mention this earlier, but Naomi is like just a font of ideas of contemporary retellings of Faust. So I feel like everybody here has something really unique to sort of bring to this readathon. So thank you all for joining me, and I'm excited. So Faustathon is going to be, we're going to have a group read, and that's going to be Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe. I think that's the name. So I'll put all the information down below, and but we will also be reading, we'll be exploring other texts that are like related to Faust, retellings of Faust, different versions of Faust. And so everybody talked a little bit about what, you know, everybody has some ideas, let's say, of what they might want to read. It's not necessarily nailed down at this point because there are so many versions of Faust out there. But so for me, I would really like to reread my original introduction to Faust, which was Dorothy L. Sayers' play The Devil to Pay, which I really just loved, and it made me fall in love with the legend. And if you don't know, the legend is basically that a man sells his soul to the devil for various reasons, depending on which version you read. And the ending is also different depending on which version you read. So, and there's some of the contemporary retellings are ones that you may be familiar with, but not, maybe you didn't realize that they were retellings. So, yeah, does anybody else want to talk about books that they might read, like explore along with the Christopher Marlowe version?
I was thinking that I would possibly reread A Picture of Dorian Gray, which is a Victorian retelling of sorts by Oscar Wilde. And Oscar Wilde is one of my favorite playwrights. So, and I've read Picture of Dorian Gray before, but it's really interesting read. So, and it's pretty short as far as novels go, Victorian novels go. So I think it would be good for a 2-week readathon. So
Definitely.
I'm planning on rereading, or not reading for the first time, Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin. I've read 2 of his books so far and absolutely loved them and loved his writing. So I can't wait to read Rosemary's Baby, which apparently is his most famous work. So I can't wait.
All right. Now that is really cool. I had not heard before that was a Faust retelling. So we have lots of ideas. So if you're interested in joining us for Faustathon, the dates are going to be from Sunday, August 14th is going to be the start. And we're going to have some live sprints that evening on Rainey's channel. And this, yes, yay! And the sprints will be at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we hope that you'll join us there. That's going to be really fun. We can talk about our TBRs and get started together. So, and then the readathon will end on August 27th. And we'll also have a wrap-up live show on Jennifer's channel. And that will be also at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So, yay. And I believe that is everything we were going to talk about. So, am I forgetting anything?
Thanks.
No,
Okay.
it's been great.
Yes. Okay, great. Okay. Well, you're going to see all of these little mistakes and stuff because I'm not editing this announcement. So, but let us know down below if you're going to join us, any ideas that you have for your TBR, and we can't wait to hear from you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.